Yo, what's up, street togs, street gods, strategy togs, strategy togs. I like the sound of that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the general thoughts. Yeah, how to get your mind off things and how to strategize. So, some thoughts. First thought. If you want to zen out, get your mind off things, yeah, Cambodia is the way. Nice peaceful day on beautiful Saturday. Okay, so some thoughts. Yeah, so man, it's like one hell of a ride, right? Like you know, so I have this analogy. I call it like roller coaster tycoon philosophy to life. So, you know, you wait in line for like 5 hours at Six Flags for that new ride that goes like super like this, right? So, the anticipation and the joy is for the rush up, the rush down, the thrills, right? You don't want to be on the kiddie merry-go-round like the S&P 500 for the rest of your life, right? And so the irony though is with money and economics, right? Like, why is it that this thing becomes like a crazy economic roller coaster where, you know, it does feel like a life or death situation? So I have some simple ideas. You know, if you're an investor or trader or whatever, it does seem like a simple plan is to position yourself in such a way that you take care of your physiology. So, you know, fear is a physiological phenomenon. Anxiety is a physiological phenomenon, and as a consequence, the best way to think about it is you actually want to treat your physiology in a way that you get the anxiety out of your body, right? And so I have some theories. So depression, male depression, right? I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman. I think male depression is actually just low testosterone thing. It's like not eating enough bone marrow, beef ribs, and not enough lifting weights, not enough time interacting with other men, whatever have you. And I actually have this notion of how do you say, anti-sensitive, right? So my thought is, you know, like, obviously, you know, women are sensitive. That's good. It's a virtue. I think a woman being sensitive is a virtue. However, I think for us men, sensitivity is a vice. So, you know, for a long time people talk about sensitivity, right? And the thought is, what is the opposite of sensitive? It's anti-sensitive, right? I mean, essentially it's like the anti-fragile idea, right? Anti-fragile, right? So the anti-sensitive idea is anytime that somebody tries to attack you, you actually become stronger. So the best analogy or the best visual I have is like kind of this this visual of you know, Akira, watch the movie Akira, the Japanese anime one, right? So essentially you become this thing, right? They're like shooting missiles at it, and the more you shoot missiles at it, it actually becomes bigger. It's kind of like a cancer, right? Like a tumor, except yeah, you try to attack, it gets bigger, right? So I think the tricky thing is for a lot of these like mega monsters, like, I don't know, Godzilla or King Kong, right? They shoot missiles at it and it just kind of gets angry, and then just kind of whatevs, right? But The idea of an anti-fragile or an anti-sensitive thing is that you're not just robust to the thing, right? So for example, the stoic idea is, you know, you armor up, you know, Pokemon, you do the harden, right? And so the attacks against you are ineffective, right? But imagine if, you know, it's kind of more like Reflect or something else, where you had a Pokemon move character, Diablo character, where you cast a magic spell or the buff or whatever, right? And what actually happens is anytime someone attacks you, you actually heal and become stronger. There actually might be something like that in Final Fantasy, maybe. Probably. If there isn't, they should definitely make a move, right? So then you put on this spell where whenever things try to attack you or whatever, right? It actually makes you happier, more strong, more joyful, whatever, right? And I think what we have observed is like, you know, Bitcoin kind of has some turbo lag, right? So during this effing insane roller coaster, Bitcoin has been pretty robust. I mean, I guess it's been pretty anti-fragile, but I mean, I suppose my confusion or my thought was, while the market was going insanely haywire, the only thing that went out was the VIX index, the VIX or the VXX, where it trades up on volatility, right? So Bitcoin is actually, you know, it took a small hit, then it popped up, and I don't know, like, it's kind of like an evolving life form. So I mean, I think Bitcoin's the best thing we got so far, and obviously strategy, MicroStrategy, MSTR is the best thing we got so far, because I think another thing that a lot of these kind of crypto anarchists do not understand is you actually need access to the capital markets in order to get more gains. So the American economy is the biggest economy on the planet, right? China knows this, everyone knows it, right? So as a consequence, you kind of want to position yourself in such a way that, I guess I'm in the shade on his head. You want to kind of position yourself in a way that you're not, actually no, the hat is good because I could hear my voice better. So, right, it's my Raiden hat, right? Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero. So the general idea is, so we need access to the capital market. So if you're curious why Bitcoin went up to essentially 109,000 a Bitcoin, and strategy stock traded up to like 470 a share, like that crazy bull run, right? Is because it's like everyone knew that Trump was going to get elected, and he's like super pro Bitcoin, right? Like, I mean, just look at the fam, right? Like his sons, right? Eric Trump and Donaldo Jr. They're building American Bitcoin to mine Bitcoin in the States. And these are actually quite bullish signs for us because, you know, Trump also unleashed the Clean Coal American Energy Act, which is going to be good for local industries like AI, data centers, and Bitcoin mining, because, you know, unleashing quote unquote clean coal energy, it's going to be pretty good. If you use the Trump terminology, burn baby, burn. And honestly guys, when it hits the fan, right, politics don't matter, economics matters more. So, you know, I think the best strategy is to lean into the whole Trump thing, right? And you don't want to be in a position in which whenever Donald Trump does something, you got angry, right? And in fact, the more intelligent strategy is, you know, because, you know, we philosophers, we're the Spartan Stoics, we don't care for politics, right? But the best position to be in is anytime Donald Trump does something insane or crazy, you should be clapping, you should be happy, you should be like, that's awesome, right? in fact, I've been watching a lot more Donald Trump interviews and speeches and stuff, right? And this man is hilarious. Like, it's the best entertainment of all time. Like, it's like that the whole thing, like the China tariffs. Like, China's been doing the ripping us up for decades. Time for us to do the ripping. And it's like, it sounds like a bad comedy for, especially the funny thing too, right? Like Republicans, right? If I was a troll, don't call them a Republican, call them a Republicant. Or even Donald Trump was making fun of his own parties, like call them the Panikin. Oh yeah, check out this car. Tina would love this. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. Yeah, Phnom Penh is the future. I love the city. I love all places, but I especially love these cities too. Also a tricky thing I discovered too is like, what's the safer side of the street to do? Whether traffic's coming behind you or you're heading onto traffic. I think actually heading onto traffic is a little safer, but there's too much stuff happening here on the side. All right, so anyways, nice day. Monkey Fit Gym is the best place to be. Shout out to Viz. So anyways, so as a consequence, to not be like, how do you say it? My thought about politics is you kind of need to be in a position in which you're not married to any party. And if you're really wise and intelligent, you're not like one of these like indignant, you know, whatever's used is, right? Like right now is a very, very bad time to be in the woke crowd or the liberal crowd or whatevs, right? Because if you don't change your mindset, the next 4 years of your life is gonna be a living hell. Like, the ultimate anti-sensitive thing we could do is the next 4 years should and must be the most glorious 4 years of your life, right? And so once again, ways to strategize this. The first one is economics, money, right? So shit hits the fan, ain't nobody finna care about your political beliefs. It's like money go up, money go down, right? And it seems that, I mean, this is my thought, this is my take, right? We're kind of like witnessing the death of the Magnificent Seven. So, you know, rewatch Seven Samurai, Kurosawa vibes. Shout out to my best friend Richard. Richard, you watching this? Kurosawa for life. Yeah, love this golden building. Yeah, this is like the best place to street vlog. Look at that. Beautiful morning, good sunshine, my morning, babe. Nothing in water. Okay. And so yeah, it's a really bad time to be in any industry in which production is overseas and reliant on advertising, right? So Apple, just sell all your Apple stock, buy MSTR strategy stock. It's pretty obvious. You can't put tariffs on Bitcoin. And also any sort of product manufacturing thing, even Tesla, China, whatever, not good news. I still think that Tesla stock will be pretty, I mean, I don't want to say stock, Tesla is a company, right? I mean, obviously Elon Musk is the GOAT. Yeah, look at this guy. ABA, yeah. So happy Khmer New Year. Sub Chinom Khmer? Yeah, happy Khmer New Year. And so because people forget, right, that the ultimate American car is a Tesla. Like, Tesla is all American. Like, you know, you got the truck balls on the top of F-150. So like somebody should put truck balls in the back of a matte black Cybertruck. That'd be sick, right? And honestly, anyone who's anti-Elon, it's like don't hate Elon because he's no match for him, right? And you know, anything that's manufactured in the States will do well. But you know, honestly, the best way to think about being an investor, right? Not to be married to any sort of position or whatever, right? So once again, I think Tesla in the long run will go up. Apple will probably be fine too. I mean, Tim Cook having the intelligence of investing $500 billion. That's $500 billion in the States, right? Maybe not super good news for Nvidia. I mean, I don't know too much about the supply chain economics, but anything that's hardwired to produce stuff abroad. Also, I don't know too much about Google. Amazon is definitely like it's impossible to know what to predict, right? But it's easy to know what not to do, right? So obviously ditch your Amazon stock. This is a like nail in the coffin for Amazon. Like what, 99% of stuff sold on Amazon is from mainland China, right? And unfortunately, the way that economics works is it's a one-way ratchet, right? So what that means is once you put on the tariffs, you ain't finna reverse the tariffs. And anyone preying on the hope that Trump's gonna magically lift the China tariff is to me not an irrational idea. In some ways, hope is a vice. To hope on some sort of news that is going contrary to reality is not a profitable one. So ditch your Amazon stock. Yeah, kind of time to hunker. If you work at Amazon, time to hunker up, right? Start looking for new jobs. Just change all your money into Bitcoin, right? And I guess what I'm grateful to is honestly, when shit hits the fan, like you don't want to be cruising around the Lambo or having your $5 million home. These are kind of liabilities, not assets. And so maybe, you know, if you're financially hurting, ditch your, I don't know, Audi or Porsche or Lambo, whatever's, and then put it into strategy stock and or put it into Bitcoin. The simple way to think about it is if you kind of want economic armor, right? Bitcoin is the way. It's less frequency. Bitcoin is the ultimate scarce, secured asset on the planet. So like for me, about 80% of our economic war chest is in Bitcoin. The other 20 is in strategy, MSTR stock. I'm kind of playing around with MSTU a bit, but not much, like $20,000, like a kind of a small amount. The swings are even a little bit too intense for me. I mean, honestly, I don't know anybody who could, like, you know, I'm probably the most stoic person I know. I don't know anyone who could stomach 20%, 25% swings on a day-to-day basis. Like even I don't have the balls for that. So yeah, MSTR. And for any super risky assets, just don't put more than 1% of your wealth into it, 10% of your wealth into it. The whole decimation strategy. So if you wanted the uber safe option, 90% in Bitcoin, 10% in MSTR. If you just wanted money, you don't care about the Bitcoin philosophy, I would just put 100% to MSTR. It's like pretty obvious it's gonna go up forever. And yeah, Saylor is definitely the most hardened CEO of all time. I mean, he's been in the game for what, over 30 years? And also the good thing is because he has no kids or descendants or children, what that then means is he could just 100%, like his kind of like a monk, right? Economic monk is that, you know, he's not worrying about his wife or his family or his kids. So he's gonna put everything into Bitcoin and strategy. So, you know, we could depend on him. This is why, I mean, I guess since the last James Bond, the reason why James Bond is single and should be single, otherwise he can't make any decisions about his life that's not going to affect his kids. So ways we could strategize around this. Obviously cut any sort of stuff that's holding you back, right? So I don't know if you're leasing or like get rid of anything use financing, right? And or like if you have an asset, like let's say you have a, I don't know, a $60,000 Porsche or whatever, just sell it and just put it into Bitcoin or MSTR, right? And you know, time to hunker up, you know, just buy a Prius, buy a used Prius, and buy a stick shift Corolla. Save up your pennies, because certainly, like, let's say you live in the States, you need a car, right? And I think the cheapest car with the most reliability is probably a stick shift Corolla, I think. After that, probably a used Prius, right? The 2010 model is my favorite, but if you want to save more monies, get the older version, whatevs, right? And then yeah, just put it onto Bitcoin. And also my personal strategy is, you know, I was kind of experimenting on Fidelity with the whole margins, the margins trading, or kind of options, I guess, right? Honestly, it's too complicated. I don't really recommend it no more. I was just trying it out because I was curious. Once my position goes up, if I'm in the green, I'm just gonna consolidate it. Yeah, I think the issue with margin, trading on margin and trading on, is that you get these like annoying house calls, right? You get this like scary looking emails or notifications saying, you must deposit, you know, $1,000 or $1,500 or $3,500 immediately, right? But it's funny because, like, if you have like over 2M in assets, right? You know, it's scary, but it's only 3,000 bucks. It's actually not that much. Like, it's like minuscule, right? But it's still scary. So yeah, I don't recommend that. And also MSTU, I think it's a 2x leverage Bitcoin. Sorry, MSTR. It's a, you know, if you use young and you don't need the monies, no, I think it's fine. But I still think the MSTR is the gold standard. Maybe the analogy is that MSTU is kind of like having a hypercar, like on a McLaren or, you know, a Bugatti or something, right? A track only Bugatti. And then strategy, what is strategy? Strategy is maybe more like a Lamborghini Huracan off-roading version, the Sterato hybrid version, maybe. I don't know, Tema Mario, not sure, right? Bitcoin is like the ultimate. Bitcoin is kind of like the Lexus LX hybrid. It's like unstoppable yet insanely robust. You can't F with it. Yeah, one thing I actually like in Cambodia, they put the little red good luck things on the side, right? But anyways, you know, my ultimate thought, oh, actually, funny car thought I had is, I really like the new Lexus LX 700H hybrid, the Overtrail version in Earth. Seems like the ultimate goat car. Or, you know, you see so many Rolls Royces here, it's like so funny. But yeah, the ultimate issue is, you know, you can't transport your $1 million Rolls Royce on your shoulders, nor can you have your $5 million house in Culver City. Ooh, playing peekaboo with the emblem. Shout out to Pusha T. Yeah, so anyways, as a consequence, Bitcoin's the ultimate thing. It's always going to be with you. Yeah, trade the weaker assets for the strongest assets.